Yes.
All right, guys, welcome to the Brain Trust, the place where ideas get pondered, brainstormed, and expanded on, and where we often divide by zero. Tonight, we're going to be talking about global climate change and some of the solutions that we can use to, help out the planet, make it a better place. Joining me tonight are my co-hosts, Cassie and Placeholder. Welcome to the event tonight, guys.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
Hello.
I'd like to start with an apology. We did not start last week. It is entirely my fault. These guys have chastised me roundly, I promise. I'm not making that up just to make myself sound good. I am. But anyway, we did not start Wednesday because I had a hurricane right over top of me right at the time we were supposed to be broadcasting, and I would have been really embarrassed if a tree had fallen through my house during a live stream. It would not have looked good for my image. But we're here now, and we're ready to start talking about climate change. You guys got any good ideas to start us off with?
Well, okay. So first off, we need to be a little bit more specific when we're talking climate change. Are we talking specifically, like which part of it are we talking about? Because there's no one solution. It's a series of solutions done in tandem with each other.
See, guys, this is why Placeholder makes such a great co-host, because he defines the parameters of the problem. Let's say that for climate change, the solutions we're looking for are to stabilize the climate and the system that we are accustomed to. Because over the past 5,000 years, the climate has changed drastically. If you look at Roman times, it was hotter and they had more CO2 in the atmosphere than we do now. If you look at the ice ages, they're so much less. It's like, how did plants live? But yeah, I think that our current stable atmosphere, or let's say 80s to 90s atmosphere, I'm looking there. So
okay, question: why not like pre-industrial revolution?
Pre-industrial revolution was a lot colder.
Yes.
I'm from Houston. I don't like cold.
Okay, I get that.
I don't care about the South Indonesian frog that died because the temperature rose 1.5 degrees. I like the warmth.
We can extrapolate from data at the time what the temperature is likely to have been with a good degree of certainty. There are always going to be freak years where it's really hot for some reason and there's a drought. And then there's a really intense winter and then it evens out again, like El Nino and La Nina years and all that. But we can project what the conditions of the atmosphere would still have been had the Industrial Revolution not happened. So we can use that as the baseline for what it actually was supposed to be. Because when we started dumping millions of tons of methane, of chlorofluorocarbons, of carbon dioxide, of water vapor, of all of the gases that have become too abundant in the atmosphere, which are doing damage to the environment, like increasing the temperature and tearing holes in the ozone, like what happened over Australia because of CFCs.
Chlorofluorocarbons.
Everybody got cancer.
Yeah.
So no, like we need to be a little more specific. And what we did for at least one of those issues, banned chlorofluorocarbons because they destroy ozone. And
isn't Freon in that same
cancer nearly that same rate?
Isn't Freon in that same category as CFCs?
I'm not sure. If it is, it should probably. Well, there are regulations to it and all that. Like only certain people can have Freon. It has to stay in a sealed container, and the only use for it is in like cooling systems. And if you release into the atmosphere, run. Get out.
Yes. Okay, well, that's Freon. I think it would be good to keep us at a temperature where the Siberian ice caps aren't melting.
Why wouldn't we want to restore an entire section of our planet?
I would love to restore an entire section of our planet. We have huge ice caps, and if you haven't looked
Had.
into this, no, we still have them. Um, in the permafrost in places like Siberia and Western Alaska, there are huge patches of ice cap that have giant pockets of methane inside of
Yep.
them. And this is, when it comes to climate change, this is probably my primary concern. This is the thing that scares the living shit out of me. The amount of methane in the Siberian ice caps is enough to kill the world 3 times over. It's severe, to say the least. I mean, that's a very, very liberal statement right there. It's a severe issue. And at this point, I'd like to talk about restoration. I think that restoration would be #1 priority. Recycling, I think we've kind of started doing and started getting good at. But restoration is something we need to start focusing on, and that's in my opinion.
How far out are we looking?
I would say a good 20-year project would be a starting point, and then
Okay.
a long-term 50-year project starting at the same point that the 20-year project started would be a good midterm solution, and then an overall long-term solution would be an ongoing situation.
What if we could control the environment 100%?
I don't think that would be safe. I think that the problem with that is you have human beings in control. And
No, you don't.
Okay, what do you have in control? An AI?
Nanobots. You can create nanos that are able to edit the environment in real time.
So
maintain atmospheric,
and
all
who
atmospheric conditions.
Okay,
keep
no.
planet nearly pristine.
I'm not asking how the human that's controlling these nanobots is going to do it. I'm asking who the human is going to be that's controlling the nanobots. It's an AI. Okay, that's where I was going. If
it's not like Prey, by the way.
If it's an AI, it can be programmed to have one job, and I'm okay with that. Oddly enough.
I wouldn't trust them to drive, but I'll trust them to control the entire planet's ecosystem.
I won't give them the nuclear codes, but I will give them control over my oxygen.
One day breathing and breasts become very shallow. Oh no, I predicted this. And then just a swarm appears in front of you.
We breathe methane. Oh, by the way, the Academy of Debate shows Brain Trust show will no longer be involving any profanity of any type, as both Google and YouTube have made it very, very well known that stuff doesn't help.
Oh crap! Have I sworn yet?
No, we've all been very good. I just wanted to point it out before we started because I almost did.
Oh boy, this is going to be a hard one for me.
Yeah. Well, we can still make underhanded puns, so nice having a hard one. Anyway.
Windows are fun.
We call these loopholes. And they're totally worth it.
Anyway,
they are.
I think if we were to create some sort of a device that was capable of doing that, now a device is a very loose term. It's like a mechanic. It's also a very loose term because it can mean many things. But if we were to develop some sort of technology that would allow us to control the environment, we could make the environment any conditions we wanted.
But that technology doesn't exist now, so we need. I'm thinking that would be the great midterm solution. So we're talking about. Remember, I said a 20-year solution and
right,
a
50-year
solution. So that would be the 50-year solution.
Concept by then.
No, that would be the 50-year solution, though, because if we could control our environment, then maintaining that system would be the long-term solution.
Well, no, dude, that would be the 20-year solution because you know what we could do with that? Just a proof of concept area, like a small area that this thing can be effective in, you know what we could do with that?
We could,
Clean
I
up
don't know.
nuclear wastes.
I was thinking more like irrigate the Sahara.
We could do that too, but we could also clean up all of our nuclear meltdowns. We can clean up Chernobyl. We can clean up Fukushima.
They're
Clean up.
actually working on cleaning up Chernobyl right now. I saw a
Yeah, they are.
wonderful article on it, and it's amazing the way that they're doing it. You guys go check out. I know it's not my favorite rag, but Popular Mechanics. I want to say December 2017. Check it out. Anyway. Chernobyl is I do agree that there's a lot of cleanup that can be done with environmental robots, but I don't know how much they can do. I mean, can you use them
spills where humans can't go?
in an oil spill in the ocean?
Absolutely, they could.
Yeah, you have to have underwater units. That's a totally different level of technology, man.
As soon as we get the proof of concept for hi Butter. As soon as we get proof of concept for a ground unit, we can develop it for other environments. We can develop one for zero gravity so that we can have them maintain our spaceships.
I don't want to
have them make better spaceships for us.
Here's an interesting question. As we start cleaning up our planet, what do we start doing about the space around our planet where all that shit that we keep dumping out is piling up?
We start cleaning it.
We save it for when the aliens come to take us over.
All right, I'm going to have to turn you down, buddy.
Hi, Futter.
You know I love you, but
oh, God, Callie's here, too! okay, we're all here.
Real quick.
This is going to be awkward.
You guys talk.
Guys,
I know.
Guys, hang on. Dolphin has declared that this is a no swearing zone.
Yes, we are an academic channel, so we're going to watch our language. Feel free to use declaratives, like weird ones.
What the fuck?
And we're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew that was going to happen.
Butter,
yeah, I know too.
Ruined everything.
I was being dead serious when I threw that out there. By the way,
Were you really?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
This is why we can't have nice things.
No, I'm sorry. I did not know that.
That's right. You know what? I'll go back and bleep it so that way we can keep the stream going. Hopefully, I'll beat the censors to it.
No, I actually thought you're just messing around.
No, I'm serious. This is an academic channel. We actually have some really great shows on this channel about philosophers and philosophies throughout time. There's some great debates on here, and the brainstorm is supposed to be the brain trust is supposed to be a brainstorming session. So technically, we're an educational channel, which means we should probably watch our language.
All right. No, I can try and be fair with that. There might be a couple bleeps, but
I would appreciate it greatly, and so would everybody else that helps create content for this channel.
Yeah,
which there are a handful of people that do that.
Okay.
I will try and watch my language.
Thank you, Cutter. I appreciate it.
Excellent.
So no, once we develop like ground unit nanotechnology that is able to manipulate the environment however we want, we will develop it for the ocean so that we can clean up all of our plastic. And hello, Echo. We will develop it for zero gravity. So not only does this technology have like amazing implications for our species,
but this is hypothetical technology. It's technology that doesn't. So I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm just relegating it to the 50-year plan. And for the 20-year plan, I think restoration is a manner of business.
Well, what technology are you talking about? Sorry, since I just kind of got in here.
So I was talking
nanobots.
about like having as a 20-year goal, technologically speaking, those are the parameters that were set. We can have a proof of concept environmental control unit that allows us to manipulate the environment 100% through the use of nanites, which are tiny microscopic, like on the atomic scale.
Robots.
Complex machines that are capable of reorganizing matter.
I know what nanite is in nanotechnology, but to control our weather and environmental aspects,
Yeah.
That is a horrible idea. Which
Talking about
could be
Geostorm,
taken off.
man.
See, my issue is who's in control of the nanites.
An AI.
Who's in control of the AI?
Nobody.
Well, the government,
AI
of
is in a loop.
course.
The government really scares me a lot more than like evil villain A, because evil villain A is not going to kill the planet. You know, the government probably will.
Okay, would you rather Elon Musk have it?
No, that's evil villain. That's evil villain B. Or that no. You know what? You know what that is?
Supervillain. I'm just waiting.
Elon Musk is Tony Stark, the mad scientist who keeps creating these inventions that then end up threatening the planet, which then he has to put on a suit of armor to go fight to the death for.
The absolute madman.
In his space car.
In his space car, yes.
In his space car made from rocket parts.
I'm just saying that the 50-year plan, we could talk about environmental control, but for the 20-year plan, I'm thinking more restoration. 20-year plan will be concluded after 20 years. The nanite tech that you're talking about, that's full implementation at 50 years.
Ideally, it would be done through the private market.
It would be beautiful if that could happen. I would definitely invest in that.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying it's a 20-year goal, a proof of concept 20-year goal.
By the way,
guys, I have this technology that will allow me to 100% manipulate my local environment. Who wants it?
Yeah, what I'm thinking is how long before it becomes weaponized?
Oh, it'll be weaponized day one.
It'll be weaponized day negative 365.
Because if they're able to recombine matter, if they're able to rearrange the molecules within,
I love you, Cassie.
There is no way that they will not be used as a weapon.
And not just in that gay way.
I'm not Cassie.
That's Callie. Hi, me and Callie
I changed
are
my
like
avatar. I'm now a terrible side character from the new She-Ra reboot.
Hush. Oh God, no. Me and Callie have been friends for a while now, so yeah.
Why are they making Ben Tennyson wear that stupid outfit?
No one knows.
Don't ask questions.
Okay, since we're on environment and energy and everything else, what would you guys say is, in today's technology, our answer for clean energy?
Nuclear.
Nuclear. 100% nuclear.
If anybody says nuclear, by the way, you are kicked out of this stream. It is nuclear. There is one U. That is all. There one fucking U.
Hey,
I thought we were watching.
I know. I just heard myself do it.
Way to go, Egg.
I'm working on it.
All right, kick yourself. Make an example.
But then you the stream.
Okay. Self-violence is also discouraged here on YouTube.
Yes. Oh,
nuclear is great. I think it is probably the best option, but it also has such a bad optics to it.
Yeah, so did AC power.
Okay, Tesla.
It's Nikolai.
Anyway.
Potato.
I prefer DC power anyways.
Oh, yeah, you would.
Isn't he Canadian?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably on 240.
No, we're on the exact same power as you.
I know. I'm just mocking you because you're Canadian.
We sell you half your power.
This is true.
You don't sell me any power. I'm in the southeast United States. Your power like stops not below Virginia.
Yeah, you're right.
Anyway, so what we could do is we can let billionaires buy entire massive swathes of land for them to develop this technology on.
You know what? I did a report on this actually, because I was given 3 options. I was given fossil fuel, like coal, gas, LNG. I was given hydro, and I was given solar. And I did quite a bit of research in it. And you know what? The only one that doesn't have a direct impact on our environment, as in like change, or sorry, I was also given wind. But when you look at wind actually changes weather patterns.
Yes, it does.
And people choose to ignore that. It displaces wildlife.
Interrupts migration paths.
Yeah. Also, hydro does the exact same thing.
Yeah,
You're
with
taking up
fish.
thousands of acres of grazing grass for local wildlife, hunting grounds for wolves, hunting grounds for cougars, hibernation grounds for bears. And those bears and wolves and all that stuff come into populated areas for a food source.
And then they join the rest of this, like 99% of life in the annals of extinction.
The only option that I see with our technology, and I'm not including nukes, is solar.
Well, no, solar also like will kill birds.
There is, well, solar, the big problem with solar is the amount of carbon that's released in the manufacturing process, because to make solar is, you have to use some of the worst elements on earth that, you know, and the processing is really bad. But I have to agree with Futter, especially when you consider the amount of useless land that we currently have on the planet. Look at the Sahara Desert.
Yep.
That is a solar factory just waiting to happen.
You mean a third world country could become a
like an energy producer? Yeah, a mass power energy. Like, look at Libya.
Wow.
Look at Libya. Libya has a tremendous amount of oil. They're already selling it, and they're already making great money off it. Well, I'm sorry, no, they're already being exploited for their oil. They might as well get something that's working for them. They've got this giant desert, huge amounts of sun, you know, solar power. But I want to talk about a second, because as we were discussing before you guys came in, the Siberian ice caps are melting. And this is releasing a huge amount of methane into the atmosphere, because there is a huge amount of methane there. And I think that methane could be put to use in space travel. It's not going to hurt anybody if you burn it off in a combustible engine out in space. It's not going to affect our atmosphere.
Wait, how do you use a combustion engine in space? How are you pressurizing the chamber in such a way that the exhaust is able to escape?
It's just basically gas compression, the same way every combustible engine works. It works in space.
Yeah. The problem with that for like space travel is
Super efficient.
We just don't have it. We don't have enough combustible resources.
We do.
We don't.
If we were to picrete the entire Siberian ice cap and then start mining underneath the picrete for methane, we would have plenty of liquid. What do they call it? Liquid hydrocarbons.
LNG.
Yeah, no, it's LHGs.
No. Liquid natural gas.
Oh yeah, there you go, LNGs. And I know it's really high pressure piping, but you know, if you're basing everything underneath picrete dome, you're good. And speaking of picrete, one of the major contributors to climate change is going to be your ocean currents, right? And to maintain ocean currents, you need to maintain temperatures in certain parts of the ocean. Picrete floats, and it's very, very cold because it's ice.
So essentially, you are saying let's crazy glue our icebergs back together?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Ice cube.
I want to build a picrete industry.
I want to call that down as such a ludicrous idea, but I'm thinking of the logic behind it. It actually isn't that bad.
No, if you have this giant floating platform in the middle of the ocean that is made of basically ice and sawdust, and then has a solar facility on top of it, I mean, that's win-win. You maneuver that thing into the proper place. You put a chain of them all wired together back to the mainland, supporting, you know, providing energy based on the solar power. they provide their own cooling systems to keep the ice frozen. And you put them along the path of whatever ocean current needs to stay cool at that time. And you can effectively manage the weather, or at least the ocean patterns, and generate a huge amount of electricity doing it. And it costs almost nothing because Pykrete is water and sawdust frozen.
How long does it stay frozen?
10 times longer than ice, but if you run copper tubing with a coolant system through it, you can keep it frozen indefinitely on almost no electricity whatsoever.
So it could maintain itself and excess.
And if you made a big enough platform, then yeah, you could definitely put solar facilities all throughout the ocean. And now, Futter, you said you did research on this. Have you ever done research on reflective surfaces of the world and how our ice reflects a certain amount of light and our ocean absorbs a certain amount of light?
No.
Have you ever seen those studies?
No, I haven't.
Has anybody?
I have. It's been a while, but I have.
Think about this.
I'm here to be educated.
You have platforms in the ocean. Each one is not only absorbing light particles, but reflecting back because it's basically white. If you have these in the right places and you're cooling the ocean currents to the temperature that they need to be cooled by dropping these giant icy blocks in a long chain connected by a master cable that generates electricity back to the mainland, then you're also reflecting light at the same time. What you're not absorbing, you're reflecting.
Are you looking only to affect surface temperatures, or do you want to affect deep ocean temperatures? Because we're affecting deep ocean temperatures here.
I want to affect deep ocean temperatures. I want to control the ocean currents so that they stay stable.
Right, but you're only controlling surface temperatures with that.
I'm okay with that. That's the 20-year solution. That's in the 20-year solution bracket. Okay,
but having a goal of deep ocean currents, doesn't that belong in the 50-year goal?
I think it would be long-term, honestly. But to get a few platforms out to begin with as a proof of concept, yeah, that's 20 years. But no, you're right.
That sound familiar?
Yeah. Yeah. See, this is why we shouldn't be allowed in the same stream.
No, I like this. This is very interesting. I'm going to sit in my little corner. Myself. Exactly. Me and Kelly are on the same page here.
Cassie, we're always on the same page.
For global warming?
That's how my Discord turns into terrible, terrible things.
What? I didn't hurt nothing.
I like your idea because it is certainly based more in current techniques. Mine is very much like, oh, hey, you know what? We're about 20 years out from AI. We could do that 20 years after AI.
And Minty is in the chat, and she says there's a problem with it coming to doing this to the ocean. I see it as a 5-year solution. Minty, get in here.
I would really
5 years, yeah. Well, maybe.
I mean, you can keep the platforms frozen indefinitely. And look at it this way. Let's say that you build these hexagonal. See, I'm an architect at heart. I can't help but think like this. You could actually connect several of them together and build an entire landmass in the ocean where you could have
artificial continent.
You could build an artificial continent. I'm thinking scientific research. I'm thinking fish farms. I'm thinking artificial coral reefs. I'm thinking
farms, dude. We can make we can grow so much out in the ocean just from a little bit of water.
And all we need is and with these platforms, you're not talking about a stable locked in position. You can go where you need to go.
You can adjust the shape of it too.
Exactly. And by the way, Pykrete, once you've got it stabilized, you can have underwater facilities as well, because only the top 10% is going to be above the surface. Everything else is going to be below. And that's just the way ice floats.
You know what we could do with that?
I know. Like when I learned about the substance and how it works and made some and had fun with it, dude, it's bulletproof. You don't even know how awesome pykrete is.
They tried making aircraft carriers out of it in the world.
They didn't try making aircraft. They proposed making aircraft carriers out of it, but they never did it.
Why not?
You could make giant server farms out of buildings made of pykrete in the ocean.
Holy crap, that would keep the servers really, really cool.
Mm-hmm. That actually might be a good idea.
That's not a bad...
Oh my god. We could put supercomputers in the ocean.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Why do...
Will anything good come of this?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
If we have better supercomputers, then we can make more cures for diseases, new inventions. We speed everything up a little bit more, and we then get closer to getting off this rock.
More porn for Callie's server.
Yes.
So, my prediction for the next week is that Placeholder is going to be stuck at his computer reading all about pykrete.
He'll base his thesis off of it.
A proposal. My thesis: a proposal to build pykrete bunkers in the ocean
for housing supercomputers.
A few people, a couple of farms, and just massive server farms.
Has anybody heard of this game called BioShock?
Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
They're talking about making a pykrete dome and capturing air in it.
And look at how well that turned out.
So, yeah, what's that guy's name? Adam something?
Andrew Ryan, I think.
Andrew Ryan, there you go. Placeholder's name is Andrew Ryan. For those of you who don't know, you can look him up. Sorry, buddy. Didn't mean to dox you there.
No, you're good. I understand. You're not wrong.
Right.
Very much so, like, because I am a libertarian, I would run it like a libertarian society.
Yeah, sure. If you can kill them and take their money, you should be free to kill them and take their money.
It only matters what you can prove.
And that was my problem with Ancapistan.
Yep.
And that's...
I wouldn't call it rapture, though. I would call it, like...
The good times?
No. There might be a bar called that.
Thought it was called Cheers.
What would I call that place? It wouldn't be Rapture. It wouldn't be Requiem. It wouldn't be like...
I'd call it Hammerheim.
Revelation.
It wouldn't be like Libria.
No, I definitely have to go with the Norse name. It'd be Hammerheim.
Oh, no. Helheim.
Helheim.
How about Hammer Time?
No, because I want us to have a national theme song that's, not...
Yeah, the uniform could be, parachute pants.
You know what? I completely
imagine the army marching in line.
Have to give parachutes to our pilots. They would have pants that do it.
Yeah, the army would be marching sideways.
Like,
Kelly, I love you. I know.
This is how you can tell I'm the most miserable person in the world.
No. You're friends with me. That's how you can tell.
But yeah, the pykrete, awesome. Also, very, very flexible. Can be laid over top of ground. And we cover the Siberian ice caps, right? And then we put in these little entryways where we can go below the pykrete. And we start melting that shit down, harvesting the methane, piping it out, and shipping it out to space, to our spaceport, where we just basically stockpile it before we build our spaceship that we travel to Mars with, and it's methane powered.
If you want like space travel, why wouldn't we just colonize the moon?
I'm okay with that.
It's inevitable, but we need fuel for Mars.
And you know what? Methane on the moon wouldn't be a bad idea either. We could have methane powered power facilities on the moon. It's not going to hurt anybody. What do
You can also like
think it's
use
gonna
methane
kill
on
the
everything
fish?
on Mars.
You know who you should watch there?
Dude, I can't wait till we get to the moon. I'm gonna take all the 6-pack containers and just throw them on the ground and be like, "Motherfucking seals eat that."
Hey,
Add a
Um,
bleep to that. Way to go. You ruined your own stream.
Oh, damn it!
Nick
Put it
Jr.
in the
This is why we
swear
can't
jar.
have nice things, Dolphin.
I'm putting it in the swear jar.
That's right.
You know, if you like this kind of stuff, you should really watch Isaac Arthur.
Who is Isaac Arthur? Tell us about Isaac Arthur, Futter.
He does a bunch of videos, like theoretical videos about space and technology and stuff.
Oh, okay, cool.
Huh.
Yeah, it's not in our realm of like where I know you guys from. It's not in that realm of YouTube at all. It's actually good.
Just because they're trying to draw it.
It's like high quality stuff that you would let your children watch. You know?
Yeah, you know it's actually got moving pictures in the background.
Hey, I do that.
The voice vibrations don't count.
I kind of do that. Yes, I know. I do mostly animation. I'm sorry. I'll stop. I'm gonna go cry myself to sleep now.
Hey, Placeholder.
Yeah, you go.
Are you using this in a web browser or on your phone?
In a web browser. I saw your message. I will reply after the stream.
Okay.
I'm sorry,
Can't lose his
Placeholder.
focus.
I'm sorry, babe. I
We'll
did not.
deal with this later.
Oh.
I
Through
didn't
the
do anything.
Skype call.
It'll be a 3-way.
Between them and Cortana.
Anyway,
So
no, I
I
like
thought. Wait, hold on. I thought Cortana was running our atmosphere after 50 years.
Yes, she is.
Give it time.
hope she does a
And
better
she can
job. than-
manifest however it should choose to do so if it is able to do so. So we might actually have Cortana in 50 years, like real Cortana.
Oh God.
Can you jump on her and like snipe people from miles away?
God.
Oh dear.
It depends on whether or not it's just a swarm of nanites looking that way, like a hologram, or if it chooses to have a physical body. If it chooses to become like a hologram, for example, it might display as a HUD, but I doubt it. If it chooses a physical body, well, it's a physical body.
Excellent. So, any other ideas? Butter, you were talking about solar. How could that be applied in different ways than what we've talked about so far?
Rooftops. Rather than like reshingling your roof and everything else, you put solar panels on every single house rooftop.
Well, hold on a second, because I've re-roofed a few houses in my time. Exactly how do you set that up? Have you actually seen it? Have you done it? Do you have experience in that?
I think he means replacing every roof with just solar panels.
No, it'd still have the shingles.
No.
underneath.
Yeah, no. I've seen what he's talking about. I just.
But the panels would end up being on essentially like 1 foot standoffs or 2 foot standoffs angled towards the best sun placement for that zone.
So you still have to have the shingles and stuff.
Well, yeah, unless you're okay with hydropower on the inside of your house.
What would that look like?
Rain.
That would look like what would happen if you didn't put shingles on your roof. Your house would be flooded.
Okay, that was sarcastic. Minty is here.
Minty.
Yay! Okay, good.
Minty,
Minty,
Minty, can
Okay,
we
how-
freeze the oceans?
What?
Minty, speak, talk.
I am
You've been
speaking.
chatting with me in
I'm
the chat.
speaking words. What are words?
I see that.
I use my words.
I just my best.
Minty, you're talking like Futter's X types.
Don't go that low.
Okay.
Okay, so Minty, I was looking in the chat. Apologize By the, I apologize for not getting you the link sooner.
Yeah, I found it from Cassie, so I didn't notice that she didn't message me back with it. So I apologize. I'm not looking on
Okay.
that front.
So
It's just
I
hard
agree
for
that there are
me to
problems with
know
doing it in the
what to
ocean.
do at the same
I
time.
think it would be really cool to have an artificial continent.
Huh?
We
Are
could
we-
call it. We could put it in the Atlantic Ocean. Call it Atlantis.
Oh.
Oh, you saw what I did there.
Oh.
But that
I
would
mean,
be that would
that would be like getting another freaking giant boat, one of the biggest in the world, and naming it Titanic. Might as
Yes.
freaking
Yeah, that's why they had Titanic too.
It was so
Wait, did
good
they?
that
Waiting for
Titanic-
So call it Atlantis too.
How about Atlantic? No, that was taken too.
I got Atlanta.
Atlanta.
The lost city of Atlanta.
Well, we can wait till the next major hurricane and call it New Orleans.
But really quick, I want to go back to that methane thing. I'm actually legit curious how you think when it comes to that. Like, instead of just the planet itself, how would you implement it for like beings, like human beings, animals, and stuff like that? Because we still produce methane.
Oh yeah. No. The methane that's trapped in the Siberian poles is millions of years old.
Yeah, but why not? But why not get like? Why not also add to the implementation? Add to it the fact that like cows, for example, are great methane stores and stuff like that. There's
that's really true. And
we could eat less meat.
hold on. I want to get back to what Menti's asking. Are you asking, should we develop technology to capture that methane?
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt here.
That's definitely worth putting on the list. I mean, because you're not wrong. Cows produce a tremendous amount of methane.
We could eat less meat.
Fuck that.
Interrupt you guys. We already do that. It's called biomass.
Biomass.
Farting.
Yeah, but I think she's talking about like capturing methane within cow pastures.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, they do.
So put your cows in a bubble.
No, she's talking about the methane that escapes.
Oh.
Yeah, the wolves they burp and then the stuff that they actually produce from the other end too.
Farts.
I'm trying not to say bad words. Okay, cut me some slack.
Poop.
I think we broke. I think we broke the cherry on that one.
Yeah, Dolphin did.
Yeah. No, Putter did,
Putter
and then Dolphin just really like pounded
Dolphin
it
gave
out.
it one last stroke. Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
What did I do?
You broke the cherry.
For what?
Cherry. Yeah, but I'm trying not to add to the cream of the
Okay. We're getting a little too
feces, defecation.
Are you talking
feces? The feces itself is what I'm talking about, and the burping that the cows do.
Yeah, they did this in Mad Max.
It theoretically, kind of, and it would be a little bit less dangerous than what he suggested. When it comes to methane harvesting, I don't know if anybody's. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's the same, maybe slightly different from oil harvesting, but it's still pretty freaking dangerous when it
Yeah, I mean, you could die.
comes to that, especially drilling.
You can't really use metal when you do it.
Well, the thing is there would be, actually thinking about it, there would be definite dangers to harvesting methane from beneath and inside of ice. And those dangers would be similar to the dangers of fracking. Because essentially,
here's the thing, though, like when you're talking
gas, but
about,
it's still a dense enough gas that it helps hold things together.
Right,
Yeah,
but
and that's
the difference is that the gas that we're talking about extracting from Siberia is in unpopulated areas.
Yeah, but it still could lead to problems. That's what I was trying to say. It depends on how deep the well of methane is, and if there's an explosion, it's not going to be a fun time for anybody around. Let's say 200 miles, especially if you hit a deep pocket. It'll vaporize basically anybody within that radius.
The safeties are already in place for that. Like the technological safeties for like blowout preventers and everything else We're already there.
Are we?
What I'm thinking more is when you pull out that gas, you're now leaving a void. Yeah, you are essentially extracting a gas, but that gas is more dense than air or even a vacuum. Like, and it's not so much the population that I'm thinking, but more environmental impact. Because although we don't use the Arctic for all, there's still quite a bit of wildlife and ecosystem up in that area.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So what happens when the Arctic starts caving in? We're going to have the same issues. The only thing is it's not going to be around people to see it and report it, and it won't get solved.
Not exactly wrong.
It won't.
You got to think of that too. There are issues. That's kind of what I was hinting at for the 5-year solution kind of stuff. There's also the factor of like when you guys mentioned, like I was kind of interested when you were mentioning the platform thing. What exactly is that specifically? Like I was kind of like interested, and then I was thinking maybe that there could be problems when it comes to environmental impact when it comes to that as well.
So it's a series of pykrete, like.
What is pykrete?
Pykrete it's ice and sawdust, and we can put copper coils through it that are running like Freon or something, like something cold. And they keep these platforms indefinitely cold. They're able to move these platforms around and essentially create this massive energy farm. We can also turn them into massive computational base, because if they're out in the middle of the ocean, you're not really going to have many tsunamis out there. I mean, and if you do, oh well, it's just equipment.
And actually, there is an issue with trying to use refrigerant. Like that.
Well, no, we would eventually it would be some sort of environmentally neutral substance.
No, it's not that. It's if you're using, say, a gas like Freon or any other refrigerant, you need to compress it. That's what actually helps it get cold. The act of compressing it creates heat.
Right.
Like think to you all have refrigerators or freezers, right? On the back, you see all those coils that are on the back of your fridge?
Yeah, I've seen them.
Yeah, touch them after your fridge is ran.
They get really warm.
Yeah, okay. Really warm.
So you embed the cooling system into the pykrete.
Okay.
It keeps itself cold.
The heat generated from the cooling.
Right. If you have, you know what a heat sink is, right?
Yes.
I'm just more afraid.
Put heat sinks into the pykrete. So they're these thin layers, and they're close enough to the coils that are keeping everything cold, and we run coils through it. That way we can keep those fins cold, so that we can keep the coolant system cold.
The thing is
sending heat out into those fins and then out into the ice, which melts it, which then gets refrozen.
We've already shown that we can structure pykrete around these types of coils, what Placeholder was just describing. We've already shown that we can structure the pykrete any way we wish. We can make rooms under the water. We can make laboratories underwater with it.
But
can I ask something about that when it comes to the coils thing? Let's say that there's a big storm out in the not tsunami level shit, but you know what I'm getting. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like let's say we do that thing. Let's say that we do it at like Florida, and where there's huge hurricanes and shit like that. What guarantee that is this thing basically not gonna like start washing up on shore or break up on rocks and stuff like that, and basically
you put it in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
I'm thinking. First of all, I'm thinking Pacific Coast. With these things, in the middle
of the Pacific Ocean, outside of the range of any shipping lanes.
But secondly, to answer your question, and that is a very valid question, Minty. But to answer your question, we've been stabilizing boats and platforms during storms for thousands of years. At this point, it's a matter with the platform.
What happens if it breaks open and it gets into the ocean, and then it has an environmental impact on
Oh,
that?
no. Okay, so pykrete is basically water and sawdust, which is organic matter. It's non-toxic.
Talking about so it basically won't environmentally fuck up the ocean, is what you're telling me.
Yes.
Yes. I'm
So
telling
even
you.
if everything broke apart on it, nothing would fucking happen then.
No. We could actually, instead of using some sort of freon, you could use a salt saline solution that just runs
what I was more worried about.
I would be more content using a saline solution than a freon.
I was
that's
just
what I was
using
gonna
as an
say.
example.
The freon thing was what really got me, because I would rather not impact the ocean any more than we already have, because there's already a shit ton of.
No. Like, you have to understand, when I come at this from my mindset, Menti, the oceans and the Siberian ice cap are my main two concerns. Like, to me, I could care less about the planet as far as the land. We can clean up the land. The oceans, we cannot fix if we mess them up too bad. So, like, the oceans are a major priority for me.
Yeah,
So,
see,
noticed
he
about
thinks
the
more
ocean.
about that kind of system. He
You
thinks
guys
more
know
about
about
that kind of system. I think more about computational systems.
all right, let's let Minty. I think Minty has something she wants to say.
What about the coral reefs and stuff like that? What are your guys' opinion on like the shrinking coral reefs that are now happening?
I'm glad you brought that up, because this is one of the things I love about the pykrete concept is you can build an artificial and actually have it become a legitimate floating coral reef attached to your pykrete. And this is like my mindset for the pykrete platforms, as far as like this city of Pacifica or Atlantis or whatever you want to call it. Is a massive lake in the middle that is essentially the ocean. That is where you basically build a huge coral reef.
And water world.
So basically, you'd make it its own living organism.
Yes, absolutely, and all around the edges as well, except for the docking lanes.
Of course, yeah.
Absolutely.
This sounds like a fun movie,
really cool
bro.
Concept. I'm not gonna lie, especially if it could. Oh, they're gone.
Put it on the Sci-Fi Channel. I'd watch
Waterworld.
the hell out of that.
No, but it's a scientific experiment that could actually show some real potential for doing good stuff all over the world.
Does sound pretty nifty.
Well, if what you were saying is true, then yeah, I could see a lot of benefits when it comes, especially since we have a shrinking coral reef system going on right now.
Yeah, and that's something that actually really
guys, I'm sorry, I need to break in.
Go ahead.
Ronnie, Wakan Ronnie in the chat, if you're still listening, please DM me on Twitter so that we can get you the link.
Ooh.
I wouldn't mind talking to other people. Anyway, but yeah, I would say I would love to see that kind of concept, especially if it works in the way that you say it does. I mean, I haven't studied it myself, but I'll have to look at it later. But yeah, it sounds like quite a it would have a positive impact rather than a negative from what you're telling me, especially if we didn't use free.
We should alert the president.
Personally, I would not be comfortable with adding free.
No, I'm not.
Hang on.
Not comfortable.
If Freon was your only ketchup, I use it simply as an example.
No, there are plenty. Like, you can have an on deck cooling system and basically run a saline solution, because salt doesn't freeze. So you can actually run the salt water, a saline solution, at like say -6 degrees Celsius, and run it through the piping system, and that'll keep the pykrete frozen and stable. And the great thing is, if the pykrete cracks or breaks, or if something hits it, you can like kind of let it thaw a little bit and then refreeze it, and it re-solidifies. So it is one of the most flexible and manipulable architectural mediums that you can use. And from an architect, like, I have a degree in architecture. I love concepts of structure. And so this one to me has just like grabbed me in a really personal way, and I love the oceans. So this,
Oh my!
the two combined, to me, I don't understand why this has not been done yet.
Well, I don't get it, and
Because
probably
they're-
lack of fun. To be fair, the one that really got me was when you mentioned the gathering of air, or not air, of the wind turbines. The wind turbines, the concept that you mentioned, and the environmental impact that has. It also has a problem with, or an impact on wildlife as well when it comes to killing off birds, destroying. It just has a lot
Yep.
of problems that I. Yeah.
Well, speaking of the wind turbines, there's also underwater current turbines that they've been employing recently, and the
Those-
environmental impact of those has not yet been judged. I'm actually really concerned about
Mhm.
what kind of impact those could have on ocean life, especially marine mammals such as dolphins. You know,
And
Yeah.
whales.
I think that they would have an extreme negative impact. Like, I love the idea of using tidal waves because that's something that is always there, always on tap.
as long as we have a moon, yeah.
But the ecological damage to do, I can't see it not being severe.
I don't know. I'm gonna wait till the things come out on that, honestly, because I could see. I want it to work.
I've seen
kind
them.
of like I did, kind of like what I did with the wind turbines and stuff like that. But
Dolphin,
know.
can you build a model?
I could create a virtual model if that's what you're asking.
Sure.
Yeah, I could put some. I have the software. I can throw something like that together.
But yeah,
So I was wondering if there's some way that we could test this.
Yeah, actually, I do have the software to test it too.
that's
Okay.
I
yeah,
do
I
that
was just
for
thinking
I do
too.
that for a living.
All right, we'll get to
You
work.
basically what do you mind
Get
me
out of
asking what kind of background you have other than you said you're an engineer, right?
Yeah, I have 2 degrees. I went to school to become an architect, and then right before I became an architect, I found out how much architects get paid. So I decided to go ahead and finish my career or finish my
Mhm.
degree and then restart college in mechanical engineering so that I could eat.
And then join YouTube.
And
Enjoy
well, I mean,
YouTube.
this is my hobby. I don't make any money, and I don't really care if I make any money. This is me cutting loose. You know?
That's nice.
Yeah, that
Nice
sounds
to
like
have
me.
hobbies.
Yeah,
And your life together.
I actually make a lot of money, so I don't really worry about YouTube. That's why I kind of feel like I have no shackles when it comes to YouTube.
Yeah, what's funny
Yeah,
is he
I
would
wouldn't
be
want-
one of my customers. That's what's
To
funny.
be fair, I really wouldn't want to make money off of YouTube, though. To be fair, because if you think about it, look at all the bad people. I'm gonna try to censor myself there. Who make a bunch of money. Notice how hard I'm trying not to cuss.
I do appreciate it a great deal.
Good job, Minty. You're better than me. Woman, you're better than me.
She's better than Dolphin.
Yes.
Oh,
by far.
Anyway, like all the people that do make YouTube who turn into not so good people, and
Like
will
the
use-
Paul brothers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was trying not to say that, but go ahead, just throw it right
Does that
out there.
count as a curse word?
Yes.
I think it does.
or if you want to throw it in there, what's that one creator that tried to, like, this was a couple years ago, that tried to, like, what was it? They tried to use the word react. They tried to, like, do
Oh,
something
the
with
Vine
that
Bros.
word.
They tried to copyright
Yeah.
the word.
React
Yeah,
videos.
copy the
Yes.
word.
Yeah.
So that nobody else could use that word, and it's like, really?
Yeah, you're talking about a whole section of YouTube videos, but anyway,
Sorry.
let's get
Yeah.
back to the environment.
Sorry,
Yes.
sorry, yeah. Go on. That reminded me of that. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, the environment. But I could see the benefits, as you said before, about that, and if we could rebuild the coral reef, that would be great.
You know what? Just for you, fine gentlemen and ladies out there listening, I'm going to go ahead and put together a 3D virtual model of the system that we talked about tonight, and I'll talk to Tim, the producer of this fine channel, and we'll see if we can put it in a place where you can find it, and we'll tweet that out. Just make sure you follow the Academy Debate channel on Twitter, and as soon as we have that all put together for you, we'll send it out and let it be known to the universe. This is how to solve the ocean problem.
Yeah.
Because, to be honest, like, to me, Minty, you talk about the oceans. I don't think you understand. Like, I am very dedicated to the oceans. I'm thinking about fish farms. I'm thinking about coral reefs. I'm thinking about, like, we have done so much damage to our oceans. And,
oh yeah, definitely.
And they are our lifeblood. We need them. Placeholder and I kind of got in an argument before the show started about whether or not we humans could destroy all life on Earth. And I don't want to make that a part of this show, but I honestly don't think we could. And I think that the reason that we wouldn't be able to do it is because of the oceans.
I mean, hey, you know what? I think we could, but don't get me wrong. Bacteria that eat plastic, that was kind of a curveball. So
yeah, you never saw that coming, did you? There's a lot of life on this planet. It would be really arrogant of us to think that we could kill it all.
I don't know. I would have to say I'll have to hold my tongue on that, mostly because I think we are already killing it. But
that's a good. By the way, this is the
of a parasite on this planet.
This is the Academy Debate channel, so this would be a great debate, by the way.
Yeah, this should be a separate debate, to be fair.
No, because there'd have to be some stipulations, because I know exactly how we could destroy our planet in a couple of years.
A big red button.
Oh, no, we're already...
No, we actually drill down.
If you're intending to do it.
Yes.
Yeah, there are ways to doing it intentionally, but we're talking about unintentional environment reasons that we are doing it, basically.
Oh no, I argued that we could intentionally do it with nukes.
Oh, fudge that.
No, like the nuclear material stays around the equator. The poles are safe. There's bacteria at the poles.
Yeah, we'd have to drill a big hole down to our below our mantle, and fire all of our nukes down there and blow the actual planet to pieces to kill.
Oh gosh, I was gonna make a joke about that. Who here has heard of the hollow Earth theory?
Hollow Earth theory.
Oh my god!
No, enlighten me.
No.
At this time, I'm gonna go ahead and use my executive authority to tell you all that the Brain Trust meets every Wednesday night through Google Hangouts on the Academy Debate channel here at YouTube on 11 p.m. New York time. We keep an open door for anyone with a microphone, a helpful disposition, and at least one good idea. So don't be afraid to ask if you can join, like Minty and Futter have tonight. And hope that there's room. My co-hosts tonight have been Placeholder and Ragdoll, Cassie, and our wonderful guests. Thank you for attending. Have been Callie and Misty and Futter, of all people.
You're welcome,
Misty.
Minty. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. We will whoop you.
I'll put another quarter in the swear jar.
Yeah, you son of a nutcracker. You don't feel so alone here. Yeah, Misty. Yeah, that's
Dolphin. She's in an emotional state right now.
No, don't.
My money's on Minty. Or sorry, my money's on Misty.
Yeah, I'm Misty apparently.
Just a little bit. No, I'm a little bit tipsy, so
I noticed that. Like, what the heck, dude?
Oh, he always drinking.
Hey, Misty, how's them Pokemans?
I'm offended you actually missaid my name. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. To be honest, I was reading a script.
Hey guys, we need to kill the stream so that we can edit that out.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Anyway, thank you all for attending. We are here every Wednesday night. Don't expect us on Fridays ever again.
No.
Guys, I'm hitting the button. Say your last words.